So here's a short story about a husband and father who's now having to swallow a very tough pill and to get a serious dose of reality with regards to female nature when his wife of 15 years is in her 50s suddenly told him she wants to have an open marriage. And interestingly enough, this has happened within the last year where his business that provided the family a very, very comfortable living started going south. All of a sudden, he can't provide like he used to, and now she wants to open up the marriage. And she's been cheating, by the way. And our guy here is just completely baffled because he can't believe this is the same gal that he's known all these years. And obviously, it's been pretty tough. But obviously, as you're going to see, he now knows he's got to get rid of her. I thought it'd be a good one to go over here, guys, making the point that so many gals will marry guys on the sole basis that they can provide a good lifestyle. And if anything jeopardizes that lifestyle they're accustomed to, boom, they are looking to replace you. Kid you not. But maybe keep you around just in case things get better. Kid you not. Titled, My wife still says I'm the love of her life, but she wants an open marriage after multiple affairs. And a shout out to Randy for sending this in. And oh yeah, guys, be sure to come check me out on Locals or Patreon. Having a good time over there for your fellow scumbags and a-holes. And you come over there as a free member and check it out, or you can become a paying supporter and get access to all the good stuff. I'm doing lots of exclusive content over there every month, as well as videos without commercials. Pretty darn good deal. Anyhow, he says here, I'm 52 years old. My wife is 50. And I've been together for about 15 years and married for almost 14. We have two amazing children, 13 and 10. Until last year, I honestly thought we had a great life. You know how many guys say that? My business had been extremely lucrative for many years and provided us with a very comfortable lifestyle. Then almost overnight, it was hit by political and economic issues completely outside of my control. The financial stress has been enormous and our lives changed dramatically. Uh-oh, there you go. This is what I'm talking about. Now watch the coincidental timing of what's about to happen here. Around that same time, my marriage began to unravel. Now, some people might say, particularly women, well, he's probably acting different now, and he's turning her off, and he's upsetting her. Well, understandably, he's upset, but a good wife would be supportive. Over the past year, my wife has admitted to multiple affairs. Most recently, she admitted that she had you-know-what with an ex-boyfriend. There have also been times where I believe she wasn't being truthful about where she was staying or what she was doing. Whether each suspicion was accurate or not, the trust between us has been shattered. Interesting timing there. He says our life was great. And then you saw what happened with his business. And boom, like that. Multiple affairs, ex-boyfriend, blah, blah, blah. And we're about to hit the big one here. This is what they do. If they marry you, not for love, not that they all truly can love, but that's another conversation. But if you can't no longer provide the reason they got with you in the first place, boom, she's looking for other options. We're not done. Here's what makes it so confusing. My wife tells me that I'm the man she's loved the most of her life. She'll always love me because I'm the father of our daughters. She doesn't recognize herself anymore. She thinks perimenopause may be playing a role, and she wishes she could find her old self again. What a load of crap. That's becoming more of the common thing with middle-aged gals in their 40s and 50s. I think usually 50s and hit the perimenopause or what I'm hearing about. That essentially, that thing, you hear the things that are stereotypical of that way, like hot flashes and waking up in the middle of the night in sweat and major mood swings and weight gain, all that. But I never heard anything about like all of a sudden they're going off the deep end and open marriages and they're a different person, like they're bipolar. No, this is just a convenient excuse. Blame it on that. It's not her fault. Women and accountability. And no, she doesn't love him. At the same time, she tells me she wants to stay married and continue having S-word experiences with other men. She even suggested that I be present during those experiences. The hardest part is I still love her. Smack! Do you hear all that? She still wants to stay with him, but have experiences with other men. Open marriage. What's he supposed to do? Stay at home watching TV, watching reruns of fucking Seinfeld? And oh yeah, maybe he can also be present during those experiences. That's called cucking. She is punishing this guy. She is so resentful that her lifestyle's been jeopardized. This is what's going on. And he says the hardest part is still love her. Yeah, smack. Wake up, dude. I get that you've been with her all these years. This is not how she behaved prior to your business having problems and the lifestyle being jeopardized. No, that's not love. Get rid of her. I also think she's incredibly attractive. Honestly, my wife is gorgeous, and our SCX life is incredible. We have incredible chemistry and are still deeply attracted to each other. Sometimes it feels like we're newlyweds in the bedroom, which makes everything even harder to understand. Who cares if she's good looking for 50 years old? Big freaking deal. There's plenty of women out there. Okay? And if all of a sudden you're having a lot more incredible SCX and all that, that's called essentially love bombing. She's trying to keep you around. This reminds me of my cats. When it's dinner time and my cats want dinner, all of a sudden, they are really putting on the charm, rubbing between my legs and purring, and I pick them up and they nuzzle my chin and all that. Now, don't get me wrong, my cats, who I loved more than anything and are awesome, they're very loving animals all the time, but they really turn up the nozzle on turn up the knob on the love and affection when they want some food, damn it. She's doing the same thing, turning women are like cats. She's turning up the love and to keep them around. God's sakes. I've considered whether I could accept a hot wife lifestyle. Smack! What, to keep her? Obviously, this is because of the kids. But the reality has been devastating. The betrayal, the lies, and not knowing what's true anymore have caused what I recognize as betrayal trauma. I barely slept in days. I met a divorce lawyer, but every time I'm about to file, I freeze because I still love her. Smack! You love who you thought she was. This isn't her. Dude, she's showing her true nature here. The second you can't provide the lifestyle she's used to, boom, she's off cheating on you. Really? I can understand that he doesn't want to. He got a 13-year-old and a 10-year-old, and that's when the really emotions start with those kids. But this ain't no environment to stay in for the kids. My wife says that she'd like us to remain friends no matter what happens. My biggest concern is not revenge. It's protecting my daughters and figuring out whether I'm holding onto a marriage that no longer exists. I'm generally looking for advice from people who've lived through something similar. The whole internet's full of people, particularly Reddit, about this whole thing, and it does not end well. And he said the daughters are 13 and 10. So I can only imagine the hormones and the shit and the drama and all that going in that house with a teenager and on her way to being a teenager. But no, this is not, you're doing them a disservice by staying with them. He says also that, has anybody actually rebuilt a marriage after multiple affairs? Rebuilt? Why would you want to rebuild something like this? Okay, this is a mess. People have rebuilt marriages, and they usually aren't good. Has anybody successfully navigated a situation where one spouse wanted an open marriage and the other did not? I've covered countless ones, and these things don't work out. How did you finally know it was over? Dude, when she tells you when she wants to F other dudes and even has the idea of having you there watch the whole thing, I think it's over. Come on, brother, you're not thinking straight. You're letting your emotions keeping you rocked in there. If you divorce someone you still love, did life eventually become peaceful again? Yeah, it doesn't sound very peaceful to me in your current situation. If you stayed, what had to change for reconciliation to actually work? Reconciliation is not going to work. You're never going to trust her again. Dude, she wants to F other... She's cheated on you, I might add, with an ex-boyfriend. Look, what happened to, the love and support, the vows when you got married? In sickness and health, richer or poorer, the second the income dried up, boom, she's finding your replacement. There's no reconciliation. I'm not looking for people to tell my wife is terrible. I'm trying to understand whether love can survive when two people seem to want fundamentally different marriages, or whether I'm grieving something that's already gone. You're grieving something that probably never existed in the first place. I think this is who she is. I appreciate any honest advice, especially from people who've been on either side of betrayal or have successfully rebuilt or ended a marriage after infidelity. Dude, I've been cheated on in my life. Plenty of guys watching has been cheated on, and it ain't pretty. And once a cheater, always a cheater. It's not. You want to stay with her? You're gonna be sleeping with one eye open forever. And all you're gonna do is teach your daughters that their dad's a freaking a mangina, and they're gonna find out, guarantee. And either the daughters are gonna side with her, or situations like this, the daughters side with the father. But you can't stay with her. But you need to control the narrative. I don't know if she has a job at all, or you solely provide the whole thing, or maybe she brings in a small part of the income. But divorce is the answer. End of story. She ain't going to change. Okay? It's only get worse. You let her do this, it's going to even worsen. Okay? She's going to treat you even worse, dude. You'll probably come home and there'll be a dude in your bed. You want to show that example? Show what that kind of marriage that's like for your daughters? Because then your daughters might end up in the same marriage just like that, married to a guy who's weak and spineless. It sucks. I'm sorry it happened to you, man. But now you have the ability to control your own destiny. Okay? You're not dead yet. You're 52. You got plenty of life to go. But she's got to go. And I'm willing to bet you when she sees that you're ready to give her the boot, all of a sudden you're going to get love bombed way even more, and don't fall for it. Now, a few comments here, because old comment sections, people telling them what I'm telling them. One guy says, I don't recognize my wife. The old one is dead. I'm not liking the new one. I realize, oh, this is what he said. He says this. Listen, this is important. I don't recognize my wife. The old one is dead, and I'm not liking the new one. I realize dating me comes with life issues, while random guys can just take her out and she feels alive. I'm deciding this week to file the divorce. There you go. If you knew us, you would never believe she's capable of doing this. You know how many guys I've heard say that? 6.5 years on YouTube, I've heard that all the time. No one would believe it's us. No one would believe that she would do such a thing. Oh, yeah? Guarantee she has some girlfriends and knows what she's up to. Now, somebody says here, what the F did I just read? Why are you staying with someone who, while she says she loves you, clearly enjoys humiliating you? Does she work? Are you the breadwinner? To me, it sounds like she wants that lifestyle that your joint income provides while living in a single life. I'm willing to bet the SCX is not protected. Lord knows what you may have now. You may love her, but it's clear she does not feel the same about you. No wife that loves her husband wouldn't do this. Period. And the real salt in the wound and twisting the knife with the salt in the wound is the part saying maybe he can be there when she participates in the hooking up with other dudes. This is from a woman. She says, this will not end well. End it. Have her served. Watch while she walks back everything. She's checked out. I'm in perimenopause myself, and at no time did my weird hormones compel me to cheat. Walk the F away. My second husband I met when he was 50. Both of us, our ex-spouses, cheated. We're going on 14 years together, 10 married, and it's glorious. She's not the one. That's from a woman telling him that the blaming on the perimenopause is BS. And last one says here, sure, love of her life. That's why she doesn't give a crap about traumatizing and emasculating you. You might not want to hear it, but she is indeed a horrible person. She just wants you around because the men she hooks up with will not keep her around for anything but that. And she doesn't want to be alone and wants to have a backup plan. What do you want to rebuild? She won't be monogamous, so unless you just let her use you for stability, there's nothing to rebuild. You just described what this is like for you and how amazing it is. If it was like that for her, she wouldn't go somewhere else, obviously. I do feel sorry for you because this is soul crushing, but you also seem to be pretty manipulated by her BS and need to wake up unless you want to be her little reassurance that she won't be alone when she's old. Yeah, those other guys, they just want to nail her and that's the end of it. End of story. She's keeping him around just in case. And even if they did divorce, she tried to keep him as a friend in case, again, things don't work out. And she totally has this guy by the balls. So this guy has the opportunity to do the smart and right thing because this is not going to end well if he stays with her. So guys, there you go. Marriages don't work. And of course, be careful. Be careful who you get married to if you get married because let's be honest with yourself, if you're not exactly James Bond with the ladies and all of a sudden you get to be in your mid to late 20s and you got an income, you got some resources and girls that normally wouldn't pay attention, you're paying attention to you, they're likely looking to settle to have a provider. And they may stay with you, maybe even, let's be honest, you're possibly true and blue, but the second the lifestyle that they married you for becomes jeopardized, boom, they can be looking for somebody to take care of them. Be aware.